name is Layla Ibrahim, and this is my Pecha Kucha reflection on HCDE 313, Intro to User Research, instructed by Sarah Zubrick. In the following, you will see an overview of the three methodologies used in this research. What is user research? Well, it's understanding of users' behavior, motivation, and needs through observation, surveys, interviews, and other such feedback methodologies. My research consisted of UW campus tours. I wanted to know how effective they were in persuading incoming students, whether they be freshmen or transfer, in attending the UW. I wanted to know if the tour was a factor when deciding to attend the UW. As mentioned earlier, we'll be using three research methodologies. They are field study, interview, and a survey. These three are commonly used in user research. Field study. When attending the tours, I wanted to make sure that I was well prepared. I printed out a template that had each stop we would take en route to note-taking. For my first observation, I went on the tour as if I was a tourist or a prospective student. In my second and third observation, I followed one individual and asked them questions about their reaction throughout the tour. I was overwhelmed by so much note-taking and what to focus on. I began by taking notes on how the tour guide presented himself or herself and see if they were enthusiastic. I then jumped to taking notes on how students would react to that. Then I went to the parents and saw how they reacted. Then I found that I needed to just focus on one part. I then looked through my notes for patterns across the three sessions. I wanted to narrow it down so that I can further explore on key findings for further research. I did learn that 3 field observations is not enough to come up with solid key findings, but it was a good start. Then came the interview stage. I recruited my participants through friends and saw that scheduling a time with high school students was harder than I thought. I ended up finding them late, but nonetheless had the time to do 3 30-minute interviews. I had a list of questions that I had prepared, and follow-up questions came as I engaged with my participants. I chose a central place to hold the interview and had an incentive for each, which was bubble tea. At the end of each session, I reviewed the notes I took and the recordings. The interview was semi-structured, and I had to make sure that I did not show any biases with my questions. I did transcribe the recording, which took some time, but I did have a fair amount of notes that I could parse through and look for more patterns. I divided the answers to my questions into categories to see which had the most fulfilling answer. Through the interview, I was able to see similar patterns from my field study. This assisted in focusing my research towards 3 main points that I could further explore in my survey. I found that some unnecessary parts of the tour dragged on, and others that were important went on quickly. With this, I came up with questions to see how accurate this was. For my survey, I decided to use Google Forms because it was simple to use and provided a visual for the response to each question. I decided to have a couple ranking questions, a couple short answer questions, and the majority multiple choice or Likert scale. I recruited participants through my friends' siblings. Since the target audience has changed, I was able to have a broad spectrum of survey takers. I emailed the survey links to the participants and had 10 responses. The questions presented revolved around the 3 key findings from the interview. One of the key findings was that prospective students would like to hear more about the programs offered at the UW. These programs could range between tutoring or registered student organizations. I found that this finding to be true through all three of my research methodologies. I would recommend having a panel at the end of the tour. The panelist could consist of those who run individual programs. There could be a participant from CLUE, someone that works with RSOs, etc. This would persuade students to want to attend the UW once they learn more about the extra things that are offered. It turns out that user research is not for me, but it was interesting to learn. I do, however, want to get better at it because this is the best way in finding what the user needs. The skills learned in this class will definitely assist in my professional work, and I only hope to progress in it. Thank you, Sarah Zubrick and Dana Lee, for being patient with me and assisting me throughout the whole entire journey this quarter. I do hope that I will be able to work in user research in the future. Thanks.